Hello, family. Welcome to my channel. Any new people, welcome, welcome. This is Q with mixherbs.com, and we're going to have a topic today about retirement. Is retirement easy or not? Is that something that you're looking forward to, or is that something you kind of dreading? And this particular topic came up because there's a lot of people who are coming to the retirement age or either want to retire early from their job and they don't particularly know if this is a good time to retire. Should they do it now? Should they wait or anything? And a lot of it pertains to money and a lot of it pertains to enjoying what you do, anything of that nature. And I'm gonna give what my reasons about retirement and why it's kind of hard to do at times. You might want to but can't. And I'm gonna give see if you think it's easy or not to retire. So let's dive right in. Hit that like, subscribe to my channel, and we're gonna talk about it today. So retirement. Let's say that you working at a job, you working and you went to school, you built this career in this particular industry. So let's say you went to school to be a nurse, and you went into nursing, you got your degree, and you've been nursing for years and years and years, and you've built up a good nest egg, and you're getting close to what one would say the retirement age. And that age, I guess now it's probably been moving up a little bit, but let's say it's 65, between 65 and 70 years of age. So once you start to look at retirement, you got a lot of things to consider. You got to consider, do you really still enjoy what you're doing? And then you got to consider, how is your health at this particular time? And you got to also consider your finances. And you got to consider, what would you be doing once you retire? So you got a lot of questions that come up to that you got to ask yourself when it comes to retirement. So let's dive into the finances. Let's say you want to live on, what you built up. Maybe you have a 401k or retirement plan, and that you build up a nice nest egg, and you got to look at your bills and what you have to pay out each month, what you bring in each month, Social Security, everything. So you take all that into consideration, and then you say, okay, it looks like, I could probably retire at about 67 years of age or whatever and get a nice income coming in per month to sustain myself. So once you covered that basis, then you want to look at, what would I be doing after I retire, because a lot of that time you spend, we spend a lot of time on these jobs. I mean, if you work in a job, you have to, people put in at least 8 hours a day. Then if you're talking 8 hours, some people work overtime. Some people work 9 and 10 hour shifts, per shift. And so that time that you spend on a job equates to a long period of time, day after day. Some people work 7 days a week. Some people work five or whatever amount of time. All of that time builds up. And then you look at your day. What are you planning on doing in retirement? Some people might say, okay, I'm gonna travel, I'm gonna do this, but how often are you gonna travel? And then what's your time spent after retirement? So that is some of the questions that you ask yourself. So when once you retire, then you at the house, and are you just gonna look at TV all the time, or what? What are you plan on doing? Or are you just resting? So that is one of the things you have to look at. Then you got to look at, you know, if you truly enjoyed your job, then you giving up something that you really enjoyed doing for something that, you might not really, you might enjoy traveling and all that, but some of that things might get, run thin for a while where you're like, I'd have been here, I'd have done that, and I'm spending money, blah, blah, blah. I could be still nursing or whatever. So it's a lot of questions that you ask yourself about retirement. Retirement, for some people, looks different than others. Some people who love what they do, it's very, very difficult for them to retire because they enjoy what they're doing. And then you have others that might not enjoy their particular position that they do, and they like want to retire as soon as they can. Basically, they want to retire like last night, yesterday, right now. So they just waiting on the day that they can turn it in. So you got to look at whether you enjoy your job versus whether you don't. If you don't, then you might just want to shift to something that you do enjoy and continue to do that particular job. And one of the things that I want to share is with retirement is that when you go into retirement, it's kind of like it sets up a stage where you like in the last final. It's kind of gives out a what one would say kind of a disposition of that is going into the last final stages of our life, and this is it. This is all I have to do. It's kind of giving up doing what you've been doing for so long and say, hey, I'm just tired. I'm ready to rest. And a lot of people, if you look at statistics, sometimes, retirement is not the best thing for a person. And I noticed that people who do retire and want to retire early, they either health is not in the best shape. And so they kind of forced to retire. And then they just don't like their job. And sometimes it's both. Their health is not good and they don't like the job. And then when they go into retirement, it's basically just sitting back, counting the days until you actually retire physically, and which is a sad thing. So retirement is one of them things. It's not an easy choice for some, and some it really is an easy choice. But in terms of this channel, what we would like to offer some healthy thoughts in reference to retirement. And this is how I would look at it. I would look at it from the standpoint of, let's say you work and you enjoy what you're doing and you just continue on and past 67, 70, 71, 72, 73. If you find that your job is one of the ones that's really strenuous on the body, I think it's really good to retire from that job as early as you can to move into something that you can do that's less physical and less demanding on you, and that won't have an effect on your health as much. It's like go into a space where you don't particularly retire and not do anything. You just retire from the job that was tough on you and strenuous, and move into something more enjoyable that kind of can be for someone that while you up in age that you can do. That's one of the tips I would offer for someone who's looking to retire, and is to shift into something that you can do that's more enjoyable and not demanding, and it's more age appropriate. And and when it comes to finances and all those, and just make sure over the years when you work and just build up you a good nest egg where you feel that that you have enough to actually retire altogether if that's what you want. You always got to make sure the finances are good, and that once you make the finances good, and that you have a good nest egg, and that you can sit back and you can enjoy your retirement, you can take those trips and you can just live it up. And if you plan on doing that, more power to you. Always good to have a good retirement. And some people, I would say, that I've seen that have done that really do have good. The best retirement I've seen is people who have a money to sustain that coming in per month, that they really don't have to worry about, getting a job again or doing anything. They basically have their house paid off. They have their bills and credit cards down low, and they're able to do the things they want to do without worrying about any any money problems, because money issues at an old age is pretty rough. And if you have children that can see about you when your health start to decline, that's a plus too, because you might not want to go into a home or anything else at that particular time, and you might can stay with your children, grandchildren, or whoever. And that's some of the tips I want to offer today on retirement. Retirement is a good thing if that's what you want to do and you got a good game plan for it. Hey, retire early as you want. Just shift into something you might find more enjoyable that you can do on your own time. And retirement can be one of those things that you really enjoy. This is Q with mixherbs.com. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening.